So hey, good morning guys. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at this little tractor I got brought home from my dad's. There's a couple of things I'm going to do to it. I want to put on a grapple on the front, build a grapple from scratch. And the other thing is, to operate that grapple, I have to add a diverter valve to divert the power from the bucket to the grapple when I want to use it. So today we're going to put the diverter valve on here. I'm going to show you how you plumb it up and how you hose it in. And you hook the switch onto the little lever here on the top. And then a little bit later, in another video, I'm going to build this grapple and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So come on along, we'll have some fun. Now the kit here, it's got a relay set up with plenty of wire to run it where you need to run it. It's got the switch here to mount on the lever. Whole bunch of fittings. The big money part, the valve, handful of wire ties, and a bunch of quick disconnects and covers. The way a diverter valve is it has one input and two outputs. So you have your pressure and return coming in on one side, and normally with this nut on, it's going to send power to the bucket so you can tilt it up and down. When I hit this button right here, it's going to divert it out this other side so that it can go to the grapple. So when I move what would normally be the bucket up and down, it's going to end up being closing the grapple. So it's an inexpensive way to put another function on the front. I'll show you how I put it on there. Okay, so I think I'm going to mount this valve right here. Primary circuit, which is these two upper hoses, it's going to come in here, it's going to come out of the top, and it's going to run right back over to where this one comes undone. So I'm going to feed hydraulic pressure into here, out here, back to where it originally came. And then the thumb up front, the grapple, is going to go out of this side one, two hoses. I'll route them along with this over to the grapple. Yeah, this should work nicely coming in from the bottom right here with these two hoses. Yeah, I'm not sure that I like that. I think I'll make another plate like this and countersink these two bolt heads into the plate. This little plastic switch that operates that solenoid mounts right here. Really, I can mount it anywhere, but it'd be close to my thumb on this one right here. But I don't like the way it fits on that steel. So what I did was I cut this little rubber hose, a piece of it off, slid it. I'm going to put it over this so it fits a little better. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little super glue on it so it'll kind of hold it in place so it won't spin around. Well, I was hoping there was some space in here so I could bring those wires from here into there. Maybe I can put them right here. I can carry this wire, the power wire out into the switch, power it up from the switch, go through a grommet into this cowling. And then this, I can shorten that big old long one, come right into here with the plug. So that plug's pretty handy. If you look on here, red and black, and it's got 2 set screws. So I can just cut this back here, put it back in here like it was, and shorten this whole big wad of cable so it won't have to be wrapped up. Let's do that real quick. Nice. Now, and you get 12 volts in there somewhere. They make this to where you can just hook it up to the battery, but I think I'll hook it to the ignition switch. So I'm going to come out this side right here, and I think I'll use I might use this grommet. I have some of this loom that I can put that in, and I think that'll fit this pretty good. Oh, it's kind of loose. Probably work though. Use 2 of those. I'll show you how that works. We'll try to measure the inside groove. So mark that. I don't want to go past that point. Now we could take the wire and run it from here back behind the dash. But I think I'll put this loom on it like this. It'll make it look a little more professional. A little tape around this, around the wire, and around the loom right here on the end. Keep it nice and secure. I'll put a wire tie right here. Now that'll keep it from pulling out. Little gasket. All right, let's see what kind of access we have to this area right here. I'm thinking that if I get this top part of this dash up and undone here, I can move this front face off and get to some wires here. We'll take a look. All right, so on this tractor, here's the ignition switch. All I got to do is pull 12 volts off of it, probably off that big mother right here. Yeah, I want to pull power off of that one right there. Positive and negative. And I will put a fuse in this. Well, I thought I might have had one of these. These deals here, I'll show you how it works. You stick the wire in here, and when it goes on the inside here, it spreads out, and you tighten it up and it makes contact. Watch. And then this thing, as you tighten it in there, it squeezes that wire against that titty on the inside. It's perfect. So dang it, while I was showing you putting these terminals on the back of that ignition switch, my battery in my GoPro went dead. So I'll tell you real quick. I'm connecting the positive right here on the back of the ignition switch to the terminal that gets voltage when you turn the key on. And I just sandwiched the two terminals together, the two eyelets together, and put them on the back of the switch. And on the negative side, I found a terminal on the back of the switch that was negative, so that was a bonus, and I just hooked it right onto it as well. Nice. Key on. Very nice. All right, guys, before I call it in for the night, I'm going to go ahead and measure the hoses and get a rough estimate. Probably go to Atwood's tomorrow. They have these hoses already made up, and they're really not very expensive either, so we'll see if they have what I need. So I'm going to jot down some numbers here real quick, but I'm really happy with how that turned out. It really wasn't very hard, and it works perfectly. So let's measure these hoses real quick. Then I'm going to come over one. One needs to be about 20 inches. The other one about 20. So two 20-inch hoses, roughly. Then 90 degree from here. We gotta go all the way to the front. So they need to be here. All along these. At least 85. So we'll say 2 of them, 85 plus, depending on what they have. A little extra will be okay. And that's going to get me to the quick connects up front, because I'm going to take the quick connects and mount them right there on that back lip, probably with a little bracket. Alright, so we're going to mount these 2 on the side of the diverter valve. These 2 hoses are going to go to the very front, to the front bucket for the grapple. And I think it'll be easier to get these fittings on here first, and then we'll work on these top 2, because the top 2 come from here to right here. These fittings right here on the inside are gasketed. They have a little O-ring up inside there, apparently. I don't know, but I know that it's a different type of pipe thread fitting where it tightens up and it locks in inside there. So no pipe thread on any of this. Those tight, but they're not gorilla tight. I like it. So right here is where the fittings go, where the original hoses went to. And I had these adapters right here. They're going to have to go on here, and they don't take any Teflon tape. They seal on this little beveled edge, so they're going to go right in here. So when I measured these, I could have used a shorter hose, but Atwood's didn't have one shorter than this. I could have had one made, but I figured it'll be all right. We'll either I'll run it sideways like this, that way there can be some movement up and down sort of thing. I might even go straight in like this. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but this right here, these fittings, this right here is a true pipe fitting. You can see the inside has nothing on the inside. It's going to have pipe thread tape on here. So we'll put some thread tape on both of these hoses where these fittings go on, and that's it. No more thread tape. It sticks up high. Alright guys, after looking at that and thinking about that for a second, I just don't want that to look like that. I want it to be like this, okay? So I'm gonna go, I got these 2 hoses here at Atwood's. I'll just take these off. I'll go over to Stewart Hose and I'll have them make up a couple of hoses that are short to go right here and use these elbows on it. So I'll take some measurements and I'll be back here in just a second with some hoses. Alright, so here's where these hoses ended up. And my idea to mount it is to have them one on top of the other right here. But I'll show you what I'm talking about, the bracket I'm thinking in my mind. Alright, so I found this seat channel in the backyard. I think I can make the bracket I want to make using this piece right here, just a small part of it. And what I'm thinking about doing is taking the C and cutting this top part off with that piece. I'll put 2 holes in it, put a triangle piece back here on the back side, weld it all in to give it a little more strength. Like that. So thanks a lot for coming along today. Had a fun time doing this project. It really wasn't too hard. I think most of y'all could probably handle it. The diverter valve has a really high quality to it. So it's made by a company called Summit. Some of y'all might have heard of them. They do a lot of hydraulic stuff. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching a whole lot. Subscribe, hit the little notification icon if you like it. And the next video coming up is going to be me building the grapple for the front end to finish that off. So come back and look for that video, and we'll see you next time on Steve's Restorations.